Hey guys, what's going on? It's Expeditions with Matt. This is the, I guess is the pre-show of my video today, and I should probably give some context before you guys see it, so you guys really have a good idea of what's going on. Might as well say right now that I'm walking around my neighborhood, so if you're really dedicated, I suppose you could use like Google Earth and stuff to figure out where I am and track me down and kill me. But as much as I would love you to do that, my family would not approve. And I also don't think we can afford a lawyer, so please don't do that. Anyway, also I'm sorry about not getting a vlog out last night. I wasn't really in the mood to make one. Figured the events of today would cover sufficiently, and I think that is the case. So, as you probably know, anyway, if you've been following my videos, you would know, I spent the day, or the morning into the afternoon with my friend Autumn. I was going to explore a few abandoned places with her, take some pictures, and it's starting to rain, but I'm not worried. I don't have anything on me, and the GoPro is supposed to be waterproof. So, I get up super early because my pillow fell out of bed, and for some reason that woke me up. But that was around the time I needed to get up anyway, since Autumn and I planned on leaving early. But her roommate, I didn't know that she had a roommate until like this morning. Slept in. Now, she had mentioned that her friend was going to come with her like a week ago, but sometime between now and then, her friend must have become her roommate, since I wasn't aware of her even having a roommate until this morning when she said she couldn't get him out of bed. So whatever. Sorry. Crotch is itchy. I'm sure everyone needed to know that. There goes my monetization on that video, but whatever. So she gets to the house around 11 or so, and we go off. We go to the Charlottesville High School. I have done. I will post the Imgur the Imgur album as a timestamp in this video, or as a annotation, so you guys can take a look at it. So that's where we were gonna go. It's kind of a drive, maybe 45 minutes all the way out there. And as we're just driving past, looking for where to park, Autumn's roommate says, "Wait, is this illegal?" Which, you know, I think everyone kind of subtly face-palmed inside, because the whole part of the deal is, yeah, this is illegal, but so what? Like, I think since your bike is considered a bicycle, not motorcycle, your bike is considered a vehicle, it's illegal to ride your bike on the sidewalk. And it's illegal to drink under 21. And I'm not trying to say that her roommate does either of those horrible activities, but I was dubious of his statement that he said, "I don't break laws." And since I didn't know this kid, I met him less than an hour ago, I wasn't in the mood to argue with him. It was also really hard to hear what they were talking about in the front seat, because the AC was broken, so we just had the windows down. That made it difficult to hear. I assumed that when we turned around, they were going to take me back home, and I got pretty pissed. But then I realized she was taking the roommate back to the apartment. So I'm feeling better, because once we drop him off, things will be fine. And so I thought. We get almost to the first house. I decided, since now we're like on the opposite side of town, and the school is so far out anyway, and I'm paying for the gas money, that going to this school just wasn't gonna work. So I go to the other side of town to explore a few houses out that way. And we're almost there. You could probably see the house from where we were with some binoculars. The paved road ends, and Autumn understandably freaks out because her wheels aren't built for gravel, or maybe they were originally, but they've since worn out. So she's... Oh, this is a dead end. I thought this street went through. Nope. So she freaks out, and I convince her that the house is literally just around the corner. So we crawl the rest of the way there and make it to the house. And I've noticed by now that she's not in a good mood. It turns out her aunt, she just learned that her aunt had died, and obviously that came as a shock to both of us. I don't know how long she had known about that, but from what I can gather, she learned, she heard the news right around the time we were arriving at the house. Because she probably would have said something if she gotten the text while on the drive there. So that really put her in a bad mood. And again, I can understand why sudden losses are traumatic. I really can't say because I haven't had someone unexpectedly die in the family. I've had people die that we knew were going to die. It's just, maybe it's today, maybe it's tomorrow. Oh, it's now, okay, bye. And that's probably sounding insensitive, but I really haven't lost someone super close to me. I guess I have it. That's another story for another time. Anyway, she's not in a good mood. I ask her if she wants to do something else. Namely, do you want to just go back home and do whatever you want to do? So she said no, she was fine, but she was also not in the mood to go take pictures anymore. I told her that I had batteries for her camera, which she knew I was bringing, and she also didn't have a memory card. I brought a few extras in the event that my GoPro, the memory card died, because I have a second micro SD card that I was going to use as a backup, and that itself is in one of those regular SD to micro SD converters. Hello, dog. Sure, I'm getting lots of strange views from my neighbors that I haven't even been around for a week. So, I go into the house and look around, and I'll probably cut the video right. Oh, how fitting. The video really did cut right around there because of the built-in feature of the GoPro to limit the file sizes to 4 gigabytes. It's smart to, it said on their website that it's to prevent, if one video gets corrupted, you don't lose the whole thing. But it becomes annoying for when it's on your head and suddenly turns off and you don't know why for sure. Ugh. So, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry in advance that I took a quick look at the video, and I picked some photos off the floor, and I'm trying to hold them up to the camera, but since the camera is so this is my eye level and it's about up here, so I try to like hold it extra high, look down some, but I didn't do it well enough and you can barely see the photos. So whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna cut the video here and let you guys watch me explore. There we go. same as it did when I was here a year ago. Well, I don't know how to feel about Autumn's aunt dying. Getting here has already been especially awkward because after we went a ways out to somewhere. That's a nice flash. Her roommate decided that he wasn't interested in going. Said that he doesn't really like to break laws. Alright, that's fair, but would have been helpful to know that before we got all the way out here. So, why are there so many pictures here? There are lots and lots of pictures here. These haven't even been opened. Must be a fishing trip. Is there a date on these? August 1981. Really cool. This is even... Yeah, cool, it's recording. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. So, she picked me up maybe 3 hours ago. And now we're just getting to the first place. And just before we got here, she started freaking out because we were driving on gravel and her tires weren't made for that. Also fair, and I wouldn't have known that. She probably wouldn't have known that we were going to be on gravel until we got there. And now she's heard that her aunt has died, and I'm feeling really awkward. She's not enjoying herself. I don't really want to be here if she's not enjoying herself, but I've come out all this way. I feel like I should at least look around. Where are these from? Oh, there's no date on these. These are some really nice pictures. But I don't take anything from these places. There's a... Is that a key? No, it's not a key. There's a code of conduct. Oh, my thing stopped for some reason. There's a code of conduct to Urbex. It's take nothing but footprint, or leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but photos. So, as much as I'd want to, both for like collecting these memories and such, and on the occasion that I find something that's worth something, I don't allow myself to take it. It's just part of that code of conduct. Nah, I guess that one was okay. This hole in the wall is rather strange. I don't remember it being here the last time I was here. I will check the photos of last time to see if indeed that was here. Because normally in a place like this you would expect to see signs of vandalism, graffiti and whatnot, but there doesn't appear to be any of that here. And that's true for the vast majority of the places I've been. They're remote enough that people haven't found them. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So this house is called the Poland House, or at least that's the name I gave to it. I don't encourage you to try and find it, but there's a good chance that you will be able to. There are... that's a stupid picture. That didn't even come out well. There are clues all over the house as to why I call it the Poland House, and I am attempting to avoid them. This seems to be even in an even bigger mess than it was last time. Oh, that was just the Coke glass. Okay. There's lots of trophies. This guy played darts. You can see the darts over there. More dart trophies. That table shaking gave me a little bit of a scare. Yeah, it looks like the only things that have been here for a while are these flies and me, but I was only here a year ago. I want a new picture of this Coke glass. Ugh. Come on. No? I want to be able to capture the light that's coming in from outside. Ugh. Nope. I guess that one's okay. Let me try it from the other angle. Oh yeah, that one is great. I will, wow. Wow, that one is fantastic. I am going to put this one, link this one specifically in the video description, or as a timestamp to show you guys specifically. Wow, that one was really nice. That one wasn't much of an improvement. Is that a panda? I think that's a panda. My hat gets in the way of my flash. I hold it too close to my face, and it pushes the flash down. And I don't stage photos either. I guess the photos in the other room, where all those photos were, that one was technically staged because I picked something up and then put it back down. Oh, the floor is sagging here. Yuck. The bathrooms are almost always gross. Hi, me. Ah, you can see everything in the picture except for me. No, this is not gonna work. Golf balls and silverware. So, I really don't know how well this is even coming out because this is above my eye level. I'm trying to lean down so you guys can get a look at the floor. I use the trash and stuff in these places to gauge how long these places have been abandoned. Here's a seashell. Alright, don't tell anyone that I moved that. I can't get a good picture of it without crouching right on the floor. Well, I'm not keen on doing that. So you can use the trash in here to gauge how long these places have been abandoned. Let's take a look at this. I'm guessing this is a beer can. Oh yeah, I'm so artistic. I take photos of broken beer cans on the wall or on the floor, but it's artistic because I do it in black and white. Yeah, now that is some real art. I just graduated from art school, at the top of my class. Okay, here's the same beer can. This is rock and roll beer. That's one of the old types of cans. It's from 1981 in Blueberry Hill. Oh, Blueberry Hill is the whoever made it. Oh yeah. I love taking some really edgy photos. Oh yeah, I'm just the most artistic guy on the block. To be honest, I'm probably the only guy on the block. This is quite a lonely stretch of road. I very rarely take portrait shots. Just doesn't seem natural to hold the camera that way. But I'm gonna try to anyway. Nope, those look like crap. So I'm gonna set this to fluorescent. I may have to, ooh, oh yeah, that was good. I'm gonna get another of that one. It kind of looks like there's a light source down on the chair. I'll post a picture of this one as well, even though there's clearly not. Oh, there's an attic up there. I'd assumed there was an attic here, but I didn't know how to get in it. I'm not doing it though. Hard enough for Autumn to hear that her aunt has died. It would be even worse if, you know, I fall through a hole in the roof. Ye olde television. And these trophies are from 1987. pushing down on the flash again. So let's look at some of these tapes. None of these are labeled. Collateral assignment. Stevie Wonder Intervisions, Billy Cobham Spectrum. Maybe he recorded them himself. But I do believe it is a guy who lived here. This table really makes for some good photos. Has some really strange color that went into that one. Oh, I pushed a button on the camera with my nose. Alright, let's sit down and watch some TV. Can I do better? That one's good. Oh, I don't think this stuff was here either. You can see on the wall it says Jap. And I know that's kind of a slur. It's kind of fallen out of use, and probably for good reason. Jap is a slur for a Japanese. I don't know why it's on the wall there. I would assume it's intentional. I don't know why or how. I can understand how, but why that would be there accidentally. Clearly, that must have been done with intent. I don't want to walk on that. Oh, hey. That's cool. I'm getting all sorts of good edgy photos to put on my good edgy blog. And that was pretty good for not being able to see what I was doing. That one wasn't so good. I'm gonna try and hurry or finish up here because Autumn is probably gonna want to go home or something. I feel really bad for her. Okay, it was acting stupid. You missed the door closed because of the wind. The wind is so scary. I don't know why my GoPro is messing up. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Also, the wall must have just come down here on top of the fridge and knocked that over too. Alright, I didn't want that to touch me. This table is just fantastic for photos. If I could rearrange it, it'd be even better, but that is the second rule of Urbex that I follow is that you're not allowed to intentionally rearrange scenes. For most of the time I've done this, I haven't even picked up stuff. But now I'm getting more interested in the personal mementos. I think that's because I've already been here once. Anyone want to sleep on the pull-out couch? There's a stick. Well, I think that's really about it to see here. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. I guess I'll find out soon enough, won't I? That's probably poop. Wonderful. Yeah, these photos they aren't looking good now. I think we're gonna call it quits. Try and get out through this door again. That wasn't so bad. Alright, I'm not sure what's gonna happen next, but I guess we'll find out. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that, and the not being able to see the photos part wasn't super distracting. Again, I apologize. I couldn't physically see... Oh, hello. I couldn't physically see where the photo was in relation to the camera. I suppose I could have experimented some if I had really wanted to, but given the circumstances of autumn and whatnot, I didn't think it was appropriate to just stand there and play with the GoPro. So I had already been to this house, that's why I knew where we were going. And I hadn't been, like, I've never revisited a location except for the Reed Hospital in Richmond. And if you guys are familiar with my Instagram username, Reedsman, that's where the Reed comes from. But that building was so large, understandably, it's worth revisiting. And I'm still thinking about revisiting it, even though they're starting to tear it down. I'm not entirely sure how that will go, for reasons that will probably be apparent soon if they aren't already now. So, I've also never done commentary for walking around these abandoned houses, so I tried to do my best. I figured it was on par with most of my gaming videos, which I highly recommend you watch. They're quite entertaining and low quality, so I'm sure you will not enjoy yourselves at all. But anyway, I go through the house, take my pictures. I wasn't focused on documenting the house like I was the first time I went. I was more focused on getting really good pictures. And I think I got some good ones. As you probably heard, I say in the video I'm going to post a few of them in the video, and I will go ahead and do that. And also this will, the trimmed down album, the one without all the outtakes, I'll post that on Imgur as well, and link that to the description in the video. So, I go through the house. I try to be kind of quick. I think I took maybe 20 minutes there. And so, I'm thinking over As you can tell, I'm thinking over what to do about the situation, and I just decided to go home because it didn't feel appropriate to drag Autumn around with everything that was going on, and that the roads around where we were there were quite a few of those gravel roads, and I didn't want to be crawling around the rest of the time like we were, just trying to reach this house. So yeah, I was pretty frustrated with the whole situation, and I'm not going to go into detail about some of the other things because those are just my opinions, and I suppose if you really wanted to hear them, I could share them with you at another time, but I'm not in the mood to discuss them anymore. So I get back to the house, and I get a text from Autumn maybe 10 minutes later saying that I forgot to give her gas money, and I felt pretty bad about that because her car does not get good mileage and she used a lot of gas today. So I will be mailing her gas money in the morning. It's kind of a thank you. I'll probably also include a letter, like saying that I want to do this again, give it another chance, because a lot of things out of our control happened. This is actually the first time I've walked around the neighborhood. I've wanted to do it a few times, but today was the first day that I managed to get out before it got dark, and a day that was nice enough since this weekend was really hot, and yesterday and today have been really nice. I expected it to rain either yesterday or today, and I think it may have rained a little bit today. I have no way of knowing because the basement is completely underground. There are no windows at all, and I guess if there wasn't thunder I wouldn't have heard any. It could be raining without thunder. And today has just been kind of frustrating, but again, things out of our control, things we couldn't prepare for, and so it will be okay. I guess I'll just go ahead and keep talking about what's on my mind as I keep walking around, coming up to a sign that says stop private property, club members, employees, and deliveries only. Oh, okay, so this is I'm in a neighborhood which has a golf course. If you know anything about golfing, and I don't feel bad if you don't, but if you've heard of the Crooked Stick game, tournament, whatever it's called, it's at the Crooked Stick golf course, and this is Crooked Stick neighborhood. So at some point there's going to be a bunch of rich golfers coming through here, and maybe I'll look at it. Maybe. Watching golf is boring. Playing golf is only a little bit more exciting, but on a day like this it would be fun. Nice to walk around and stuff. I don't know if you can hear that beeping noise in the distance. It's starting to get a little annoying. So as for the rest of this week, I'm not entirely sure what's gonna go down. I still haven't really started. I haven't started any of my tasks of yard work. That's a pretty long list of stuff to get done throughout the summer. And depending on the weather tomorrow, I'm going to either do another inside day or an outside day. I'm hoping the weather will be nice enough to do an outside day because the grass is getting really tall. I'm thinking that if I'm able to do outside tomorrow without like sweating to death, I'm gonna mow the yard and spray the weeds in the grass, because I can use the lanes left by the mower to help keep track of where I've already been. At least that's the idea. And I probably won't make vlogs for me walking around with the mower, because I can guarantee you that won't be exciting. And in the chance that I drop the GoPro and then just run over it with the mower, then I'm screwed. I'm not eager to do that either. And if it was an inside day, maybe I will do some inside work, because I'm getting pretty close to getting the basement cleaned up and looking livable again. Ooh, there's a bridge over there. And there's a bridge on this sidewalk too. See? Oh, yeah, that must be the golf course. There's some birds and such. I don't know if we're allowed to play on the golf course. I mean, I assume anyone's allowed to play on the golf course if you pay for it. But I don't know if just living in the neighborhood qualifies you as a member. That's a nice creek. So I really have a long list of things to do around the yard. I'm getting a little bit tired, not really tired of walking, but like tired because I got up early. So I think I'm gonna go back to the house and just give a rundown of the things to do around the yard, and then I'm gonna head inside and get this video up and then call it a night. I'm not sure what I'll do after that. But so far I'm liking it here. It's hard with the mess and no functional kitchen and the mess and crap everywhere, like drilling in the floor puts dust and stuff. You track it in downstairs on your shoes, because walking upstairs on the first or the second floor without shoes is not recommended, since it is an active construction zone. I try to do it sparingly. Like if I'm going to the shower, I won't wear shoes, but I still worry about stepping on something. And I also don't really like being in the house because there is no sunlight down in the basement, and it gets very, very hot in the basement. Our AC doesn't work properly, because when we bought the house, it was heat season, and we really didn't have a need to test the AC. I guess the former owners were happy with the AC, and they didn't say anything about it. So yeah, if tomorrow is this cool and pleasant, I will be doing a lot of outside work, and I don't have a problem with outside work, except especially when it's really hot and humid. I get angry and frustrated just from getting so hot, and every small mishap turns into another reason to get angry. And I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I guess it can happen, but as long as I know how to control my anger, It's not a huge problem. That house could use a little bit of work, says the guy living in a house where one entire floor is out of operation, out of order, whatever. So I'm just walking back to the house. I know today's video is quite longer than some of the other ones, but I guess this is making up for not having a video yesterday. Excuse me. I should go to bed earlier, but I won't. I stayed up past 2 I stayed up until 2 and then got up at 7. Just getting ready again for college, I guess. I'm not sure what life will be like under my summer classes, but I can't imagine it will be that fun. 14, 16 weeks of material packed into 6. It's just, ugh. It's gonna be miserable. But I'm sure I'll do fine as long as I tough up and all that stuff your parents or your counselor or whoever talks to you, they tell you that stuff. It's actually starting to get a little bit dark out. I don't know how well you can see me. I'm hoping you can see me just fine. And like, it's still light enough outside to read. I would assume that's light enough outside to see me. I could just need something I could mount this to some, like an armband or a waistband, because I don't like carrying this the whole time. It'd be even better if I just mounted it here and walked hands free, and then I can eat something. That would be even better. Vlogs of me eating. That'll be a bestseller for sure. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and position this up to give you guys an idea of the stuff that has to be done around the house. So yeah, this is the house. Pretty standard. So this this front mulch space, this has got quite a bit of work. I've got to get rid of all the grass and the rocks and the weeds. All that stuff has got to come out. I think the first few feet of this strip of grass is our property. So all of those weeds have to go. There's all kinds of weeds in the grass that have got to go. Move back into the backyard. So yeah, along with just mowing the yard, there's this creek back here. It's probably getting a little difficult to see since there are quite a few trees in the backyard. So the water in the creek is kind of stagnant because there's blockages. I think there's one right around here. One single log or pipe or something is blocking the water. Yeah, there it is. You can see that. Well, hopefully you can see. I don't know if you can. It's blocked right there. And there's another buildup of logs down here by the culvert. On the other side of the road, the water, if you see that bridge over there, the water there is like completely stagnant. So I'm hoping if it rains soon, I'm going to clear out the rest of the creek and hopefully start to flush out some of this water, because stagnant water is a mosquito breeding ground, and the last thing I need while I'm trying to do all this work is have mosquitoes being born literally right in my backyard. I also don't know where our property line ends with those neighbors. I've never seen anyone live there. That dumpster has been in exactly the same spot since I first knew about this house. So maybe it's like a summer home that's also under construction. But someone's obviously mowing the yard. So, like, all of this crap, these weeds, these little trees, that's all gotta go. More stuff that's gotta go. It's just like, I honestly think it would be easier to dig down 5 feet everywhere but the house and just replace it with a new yard. Because everything is just weeds, 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 trees, squirrel infested shed. Luckily I am not tasked with killing the squirrels or evicting them. Also, this bridge probably needs to get replaced, but that isn't on my to-do list. I also don't know where half the stuff is. Like, I want to ride around on my bike, but I don't know where the air pump is. And without the air pump, the tires are certainly going to be flat. So, that's good. There's just all kinds of stuff needs to be done with this house. Let me turn this around again. And you can see that there's a hot tub, but it doesn't work. And this entire deck probably needs to be replaced because it's pretty rotten. There's just lots of stuff that needs to be done here. And I'm still wondering if my parents made the right decision in buying this house that needs so much work. Okay, good. That door was supposed to be locked. Buying this house that needs all this work when we already had a perfectly good house. But I can go into more detail about that later. Save that for another video, for like when I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Oh, what is this? 24-hour security camera recording. Hello. This very nice breeze. Just as the sun is about to go down, you can see the pink and purple in the sky. My dad has also tasked me with clearing the weeds out of this hill, even though it's not our land. They're gonna just spread right into the grass here, into our yard, if we don't do anything about it. It's like we picked the worst house on the block, and judging that, I think this house has actually been vacant for a while. There was stuff inside when we were investigating the house, like looking to buy it, but we think that people weren't actively living here. Or maybe they were and they just didn't care at all about upkeep of the house. And I don't know. I'm just worried. But really no use in worrying. It's long over with. No, reversing that. So anyway, I'm going to cut the video here. I've probably talked enough and discussed nothing of value whatsoever. Hopefully I remember to post all of the pictures and links in the description. If I forget anything, please leave a comment. I'm really hoping to grow my channel some. So if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't told your friends about me, please do. If their friends haven't told their friends about me, that's their choice. I mean, I'd love it if they did, but you can't force them to. And if I get any phone calls or emails or pigeon carriers saying that you held a gun to someone else's head saying subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll be both flattered and pretty worried about your safety and your sanity. So I highly recommend that you don't do that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye.